Good morning, guys and gals. Bob Sellers here. I am calling myself the Singing Fisherman. Makes sense? I sing, I fish. I think I'm a lot better at singing than I am fishing. But I'm going to do my best to help you out with some fishing tips. Because I sing for a living, and especially due to COVID-19, I have been afforded the opportunity to fish a whole lot more than I ever have in my life. So I guess there's a silver lining in every cloud. Cancellations and all the horrendous sickness across our nation and even deaths. All of us have had people that we loved and lost, but in spite of all that, God still continues to bless us. So that's kind of what this channel is going to be about. I'm going to share some of my fishing knowledge with you. Some of you probably have far greater knowledge than I have. And I'll also sing. I may sing too. I'll share some of my experiences throughout the country as I travel with you. Hopefully you'll find some of that interesting. But I have another YouTube channel that's called Bob Sellers that is just for my music. I'd love for you to go there, find that channel, like the videos, and subscribe to that channel so that you'll know I'll do most of my singing videos and that sort of thing on that channel. So, and if I didn't say it already, yes, I'm going to take you fishing with me. Lots. I'm glad that you're here. Go ahead, please, hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell so that you'll get notifications when I upload a new video. All right? So we're going to have fun here.
Everybody wants to meet Bella. Hey, darling. Say hey to everybody. This is Bella. This is Bella. She's going to be my my official channel mascot, all right? Say,
I'm going to be giving you guys some tips that hopefully you can swallow hook, line, and singer. Hook, line, and singer. Get it? That's the name of my channel. Oh, hey, I started with the very basics. Spooling a reel, that is putting the line on the reel, and then go from there. I'm going to skip that part because I've got a brand new reel and rod combo that my wonderful, beautiful, lovely, sweet, precious wife, Kansas, bought me for my birthday last Friday. And, you know, I'm a fishing junkie. Within an hour, I had it spooled, ready to go. So I've already done that. But I am going to show you how I tie on my leader line. I love fishing braid, and the reason for that is it throws so much farther. In fact, one of my craziest days of fishing was with my dad at a pond not 2 miles below my home here. And Dad, who he's forgotten more about catching a fish than I'll ever figure out, okay? So he always beats me. Sometimes he skunks me. That means you don't catch anything while who you're with catches a lot. But not this time, not this time. And I can't let him forget it either. I skunked him. Dad never got a single bite, not a nibble all day. And I caught 2 giant fish, 2 big bass. The first one I caught was a 7.5, 8-pound largemouth bass on I believe it was a red shad colored stickworm, probably by Bass Pro Shops. Those are my favorites because you can buy those big 30 packs for like $10, and they hold up really well. Anyway, and they're heavy and they sink fast. Anyway, so that was the first one. And then the second one was a 4.5-pound bass on a black and blue chatterbait. I don't think I was using a trailer. And the reason for that. The only reason I was able to skunk my dad, finally, first time in my life, only reason I was able to skunk my dad that day because he was fishing, I think, with an old Abu Garcia 5500 round reel, and it probably hadn't had any reel grease or anything oiled in years, and he was using mono, and he was just not getting very far out there, and so he was the one piloting the boat, so to speak, with the paddle. We were in a little short, his little 10-foot John boat that has caught enough fish I could fill up his whole house with many times. But anyway, he was paddling, so he had us a pretty good distance from the bank. And this was springtime, and the fish were coming up into the shallows a little bit. And so at that particular time, when I caught the fish, Dad just wasn't getting his lure anywhere near the bank, the water's edge. And I had on a 30 or 50 pound Power Pro braid, which I prefer a lot, at least the 30 or 50 pound, with a leader tied on, with a modern low profile casting reel. And I was dropping those lures right at where the water meets the land, right over there at the bank's edge, at the water's edge. And that's where the fish were. And I just happened to catch them, and he didn't that day. Yes, finally. No, but that's why I use braid, is because of the casting distance. It has little to no memory in it. Memory meaning you've all used a little spinning rod, an inexpensive spin cast rod or a spinning rod, and you see that mono line, it gets all kinked up and wants to get in wind knots and that sort of thing out there. You just don't have that happen near as often with braid. And because it's a smaller line diameter, you're able to put a whole lot more of it on your reel, and it just casts better. That's why I love braid. The reason you want to use a leader with braid is that braid shows up much greater in the water than either mono or copolymer, or especially fluorocarbon. 100% fluorocarbon is it does not reflect the sun's light as it comes through the water, so it absorbs that light. So it's basically invisible as it comes through the water. It just looks like a bait just floating through there. So if you're using a relatively small diameter fluorocarbon line, the fish just aren't going to see it and be spooked. And in clear water, that is a reason that you don't catch a whole lot of fish, is because they just see that line and they know something's not right. They're smart critters, and God gives them instincts just like he does all the other animals and around to survive. So let's tie on a leader. I think this is a copolymer line, and copolymer is pretty much like a fancy monofilament. It doesn't have as much memory. It sinks quicker. It's like a premium monofilament. So that's what I'm going to tie on. I've got a jerk bait. It's springtime. I'm going to be rigging this up as a jerk bait rig, and going from there. But first, let's tie on that copolymer leader. I'm going to go about 7 foot. I like to go about the length of the rod. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. It's just kind of a personal preference. I go about the length of the rod so that knot is kind of right there at my thumb when I release that bait and getting ready to cast. So, and after you've tied on a few lures and cut them, it'll get short, and you'll need to add on another leader. So let's tie on a leader to a braided mainline. All right, stay tuned. But first, I have chicken in the oven that I forgot about, that if I let burn, my wife will kill me. Be right back. So here is my Lew's Laser TXS bait cast combo that my wife bought me for my birthday. Hey, I got a good wife, don't I, guys? I must have been very good this year. But I love Lew's products. This is a great reel. It's got a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio. The large cranking knobs there that I really like. You got that same material on the thumb lever there and on the grip. It just makes for a nice nice fishing experience. This is a 6'10" medium heavy rod with a fast action on it. Great rig. She found this at Academy, I think. So yeah, I know it came from Academy. I love this. Haven't tested it out yet, but I can't wait to get out on the water with this brand new rig. Thanks, babe. Do you smell that? Oh, sorry, fogging up my lens. Okay, so let's tie on a leader to my main line. My main line again is braid. This is actually a 30-pound braid from High Seas. This is a 15-pound High Seas copolymer. The knot we're going to be using here is called the Double-Uni Knot, and there are a million videos already on YouTube about how to tie the Double-Uni Knot. I'm going to show you how I do it. Probably no different. Just cross the lines. I put the braid in my right hand. I'm right-handed, and my leader line in the left. It doesn't matter really which way you start. You want to get about at least a good 6-8 inches of each side pulled through there, somewhat even. All right, so you wind up with a doubled line, about, I don't know, 12, 14, 16 inches of doubled line each direction here. 6 to 8 inches in each direction. All right, when you have that doubled line, because my leader line is on the left, I'm gonna use it first over here on the right side. You're gonna kind of roll this line in your fingers. See how I'm rolling that? Any of you who ever fool with sound equipment, it's like rolling up cords. Do not ever wrap them around your elbow. They will get all kinked up and ruined, and your cords won't work in short order. Roll them and make a nice loop. All right, that's the same thing you're going to do with this until you make a figure 6, just like that, okay? Once you've made that figure 6, you want to put your middle finger through there and just loop that. I like the lucky and the biblical number 7. So I do 7 loops on each side usually. That's loop number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You can't help using your teeth a lot when you're tying knots. You want to pull that through good and just cinch it down, okay? Not real tight. Just get it started so that you've got that side connected, all right? So you can let everything else go now. Just simply switch the lines around. All right, switch the lines around so that you're now working on the main line. And you're going to tie another uni knot here, just like you did there. Make your take your main line now in your right hand, if you're right-handed like me, and make that figure 6 loop and come back through just like the other side 7 times. All right, come around. Make sure you go around both lines when you do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then you just want to pull it through. Make sure everything stays nice and straight looking. You don't get any weird knots. Okay, so that's perfect right there. It's not real tight, and that's the way I want it to stay. So I've got one on that end, and I've got one on this end. You can see that your mono, or in this case your copolymer, and fluorocarbon is the same way. They're not gonna cinch down loosely as nice and pretty as the braid, okay? But it's just the nature of the line. But when you do this, it will. Then you're gonna take both ends, both your main line and your tag end, and just simply pull them together, nice and slow, You don't want to do anything real fast when you're tying anything related to copolymer or mono, because it creates heat in the line, and that heat is created by friction, and that friction will weaken your knot. Now it's at this point where you want to wet that with some saliva or whatever you choose. I just run it between my lips a little bit, lick my lips a little bit, and I mean, you don't have to soak it down. Just, again, that just reduces the friction and reduces the heat. And then you want to cinch that down really good. Now you can see this side's getting a little funky right here. I'm going to put this tag in my teeth and pull that little loop right there out. Voila. Just like that. All right. Then really cinch it down. Put a little jerk or two on it. And that's it. And you want to cut your cut your tags off really close. I'm using the kitchen scissors here because that's all I've got. And same for the other side. Don't want to cut your main lines. And the braid, you don't have to get as close because it's going to fray and kind of do its own thing, but I still get it pretty close. All right, just like that. And now I hope this is showing up well. You have a good and snug double-uni knot. I've got my main line here, my leader line here, secured by that double-uni knot. Very strong connection right there. And the beauty of it, there are stronger connections. Sometimes I use one when I'm here at home rigging up, called the FG knot. You can find all kind of videos on that. I may do one later. It's supposed to be one of the strongest braid to mono or copolymer fluorocarbon connections, if not the strongest. The downside to that knot is that it's a lot more tedious than this. It's a lot harder to tie. It takes a lot more time and effort. So the beauty of this double-uni knot is the ability to tie it on quick, and it is extremely consistent. The FG knot, if you're not careful, it will not hold if you don't do it right. You have to really pay attention to what you're doing and get that knot consistent. And it's a little bit tighter than this knot, a little bit smaller, but this passes through every rod eye just fine. The only type of rod I wouldn't necessarily advise a long leader like this on is one with the micro guides. I've got one rod that's a micro guide. Personally, I don't care for it. I bought that one because I heard a lot about them. The only thing I use it for is my frog. It's my top water setup. Frog, whopper plopper, you name it. Because you don't need a leader fishing those lines, so I've just got the braid coming through there, and it works perfect for that. But it is not good for a conjunction knot such as this, passing through those tiny guides. But this goes through a normal size guide, which most rods are, just fine. You'll never really even notice it. So that is the double-uni knot for attaching a leader line to your main line when you use braid, and then something else for a leader. Now let's tie on a lure using a single uni knot. That's a knot that if you're a serious fisherman, bass fisherman, panfish fisherman, cat fisherman, any saltwater fish, any type of fishing you need to know how to tie the uni knot. It's my favorite knot. Let's tie the lure on the end of this line. All right. So I've got a really neat jerk bait right here. Forgive me, I'm not sure exactly who makes this. It came in my monthly Monster Bass box that I subscribe to. I get a Southern edition of the Monster Bass box, and it's $30-something a month, and you get over $50 worth of lures and sometimes some other neat stuff, stickers and that sort of thing. So it's really neat. So, but this is I think this will be a great springtime pre-spawn spawn jerk bait to use. It's kind of got a natural look to it, a natural bait fish, and that's what you want to be mimicking is those shad and stuff that are running, which the fish are after, and they're just tanking up, trying to get as fat as possible. Those big female bass are before they lay their eggs and go through all that stress. So, and then it's got this neat red feather deal on this back treble hook here, and some really nice hooks on it. So that kind of looks like maybe some blood coming through the water, like a injured. And when you use this thing, it's a suspended bait, so you stop it, and it stops where you stop it in the water column, and then you pull it, and it kind of acts erratic. So it kind of mimics a wounded bait fish, which really drives bass crazy sometimes. So we're going to tie this on using a uni knot. A uni knot. A loop knot wouldn't be a bad idea for this either, but the loop knot, I don't have quite the confidence in a loop knot for fishing big bass as I do this uni knot. And you could also tie this on with a Palomar knot, but this is a larger bait, which makes that knot a little bit more difficult, and you lose a lot. You waste a lot more of that leader line. So with this, you're only going to use about that much line each time, so 5-6 inches. So again, just like I did tying that double uni, you're just going to make you a figure 6. All right, kind of pinch that in your fingers and loop around both lines. Again, I'm going seven times if I can. The tag is a little long. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to have to grab this one again with my teeth. And just snug it up a little, not real tight, because this is where you want to be careful and not burn this section of your main line. Just pull that down. Go ahead and wet it a little. Pull that down nice and slow, and snug it up pretty good. You want to pull on that main line good. See that cinch down? And then I take this in my teeth again and give it a nice little final tug and a final tug there. And you see you have a really, really neat, nice knot that's going to hold this lure on really well. You want to trim that tag off. I usually don't cut it too short on the lure side. It doesn't hurt to have leave 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch on there. Some people go a lot longer than that, make it look like big cat whiskers. But the longer you leave that on, because of the nature of this knot, your tag is coming out this way, the more it's going to catch on milfoil and moss and that sort of stuff in the water. So that's the double uni knot for attaching your leader to your main line, and then the uni knot, single uni knot, for attaching any lure or anything else onto your leader line. So I hope you guys have learned something from this, and hey, get you some line, get you a lure, be careful, watch out for the hooks, and tie away until it's just second nature to you. It won't take long, I promise. If I can do it, you can do it. Other co-producers, that's Hank, and this is Lucy. Hey, look, see her heart? I gave Lucy to my wife on our anniversary one year. She has a heart on her side. How cool is that? So she's Lucy for I Love Lucy. Oh yes, this is what this one loves. Get his belly rubbed. Hey, y'all like my Bama house slippers?
Hey, big boy. Hey, fat girl.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching my very first hook, line, and singer YouTube video. Again, I hope you'll like this video. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel and click on that bell if you would, so that you'll get notified when I post a new video. I'll try to post at least a video once weekly, and who knows, once we get this thing rolling good, I may post more often than that. We're going to be fishing. We're going to be doing fishing tips. Hey, I'm going to even do some cooking. Some of you have asked for that on my Facebook page. So I'll be trying to do some of that too, and try not to burn the house down while I do it. All right? Hey, God bless you all. Remember, God loves you. I love you. And no matter how your day is going, I promise you someone out there is a lot worse off than you. Look up, thank God, in everything, give God thanks, and you'll be a happier person for it. Don't let this old world get you down. Face each and every day with a positive attitude, saying that you're going to have a great day, and I believe you'll have a great day. And try to reach someone else and lead someone to Christ. All right? God bless you, folks. I love you. Bye.